Hi everyone, and welcome back to Ion Harness Racing Weekend Review. I'm Heather Dodds. Scioto Downs saw a big crowd on Saturday night for the $200,000 Charlie Hill Memorial, one of the richest races in the track's history. Although the 2012 Hambletonian winner Market Share was the odds-on favorite, it was Modern Family who sailed to an easy 152-2 win with Dave Palone in the bike. Shortly out of the gate, Modern Family was briefly challenged by Creatine. Palone then saw a chance to get away in the second quarter when Arch Madness came first over, and by then it was obvious that Market Share was too far back to pose a problem for the leaders. Modern Family won by 1 3/4 lengths, while Archangel edged out Creatine to finish second, with Creatine finishing third.
You know, I knew Market Share didn't get away real good, and Mike's horse, it was his first start back, so he probably wasn't as racehorse tight as he could be, and my horse was right on his toes. When I got in that breather up the backside, he just kept swelling up. I thought I had a pretty good chance from there.
And you've had some pretty good memories here and pretty bad memories here. How does it rank?
You know, I was lucky enough to win a few of the jug previews, I think they were called, with P47. I broke my shoulder here, and me and my wife actually crashed a plane trying to get here one night. So It's a lot of memories with Scioto, but mostly good ones.
Next, we take a look at the Pepsi North America Cup eliminations that raced at Mohawk on Saturday. We saw a few surprises here, which will make things very exciting this weekend for the final. In the first elim, Lion Somewhere and driver Corey Callahan saw an opening deep in the stretch after initially being tested by J.K. End of an Era in the first quarter. J.K. End of an Era was then threatened by Western Vintage, but after holding Western Vintage off, J.K. End of an Era eased a bit, allowing Lion Somewhere to blast through on the inside and charge to victory in a career-best 150-1. Trained by Jimmy Tactor, this is Lion Somewhere's 5th win in 5 career starts.
Brian's horse kind of drifted out there, and it gave me a nice, easy trip up the rail, and I mean, he just absolutely exploded. So, it's the first time I've actually called on him and asked him to pace, and, I still think he's got more left.
David Miller was in the bike for Mick Wicked, the winner in the second elimination. Mick Wicked took an early lead to the half, but then gave up that lead to Let's Drink on It, then was pushed to third when passed by Sometimes Said. But Miller and Mick Wicked rallied down the middle of the track, finishing on top in a career-best 148-3 for trainer Casey Coleman.
I always prefer coming off a helmet, but this horse is such a sweetheart. He does anything. He's a big, lazy colt. He can go on the front. He can come off the pace. His first start at Poconos, he had the 9-hole. Brian drove him for me, and he came from out of nowhere and closed. And you look at his lines from last year, he raced on the front a lot, and he's very, very versatile. He can do anything Dave decides to do.
In the third elimination, it was a Jimmy Tactor-trained pacer once again who was victorious. Tell It Like It Is sat in the middle of the pack for much of the race, with odds-on favorite He's Watching and last year's Breeders' Crown freshman winner Luck Be With You battling it out for the lead. He's Watching was in first at the half and seemed to be able to fend off a challenge from Luck Be With You at the 3/4. But it was then that Tell It Like It Is pulled out from third and sailed past the 2 challengers, winning by 2 1/4 lengths in 148-4, with He's Watching in second and Luck Be With You in third.
The world is full of compromises, but not here, not on this day, not in this race, not in this sport. Every bet is a hope. Return on investment comes in seconds. This is harness racing. We welcome you to the Harness Racing Fan Zone. See it all for yourself. Feel it in all the passion. Share that experience with others. The Harness Racing Fan Zone puts you in the driver's seat.
Next week, we'll look back at the Pepsi North America Cup final to see how this will all play out. Be sure to check out Ion Harness Racing Weekend Preview on Thursday, as Paul Ramlow gives his picks for not only the North America Cup final, but also looks at the 4 other stakes races to be contested that day at Mohawk. He will also take a look at Captain Treacherous's debut in the Meadowlands Maturity on Friday. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and catch all the latest news on ustrotting.com. And you can follow me on Twitter with Heather_USTA. See you next time on Ion Harness Racing Weekend Review.